Hello and welcome to my weekly video blog, and today on A Vogel Talks Menopause I'm going to be talking about afternoon fatigue in the perimenopause and menopause. If you like my tips and advice, then please subscribe and remember to hit the bell icon so you can be notified of all my new videos. So do you find that you're struggling to fight fatigue in the afternoon and you just want to curl up and have a good nap? So what's happening here is tiredness and fatigue are really common symptoms in the perimenopause and menopause. So it's not surprising that when all the hormonal changes are going on, this can hit you even harder, specifically at this time of the afternoon. So today I'm going to look at what can cause the fatigue and what you can do to help yourself. So we're looking at afternoon fatigue normally would hit you around about between 2 and 4 p.m. So that would be between your lunchtime and your dinner time. So what you find is that you can be fine 1 minute and then suddenly the fatigue just hits you and you literally can't think, you can't focus, you can't do anything at all because you're just so tired. And I know at one point it happened to me and it was literally like somebody just pulled the plug and there was no energy left. And I literally could have curled up underneath my desk and slept. The other symptoms you can get along with this, you might find that you're yawning all the time. You might find that you just get a bit weak. Headaches can appear, and also the poor concentration and the brain fog. You might find that you get really irritable and short-tempered and snappy. And a really common symptom along with all this is that you start to crave either sugar or really sort of heavy carb comforting foods. So the things that can cause these: poor sleep. Poor sleep is one of the main perimenopause and menopause symptoms anyway. So if you've not had a good night's sleep, you are going to feel tired, you're going to have less energy, and by the time you get to 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you've probably got nothing left to give energy wise. So this is a really common complete scenario. It may be that you're skipping breakfast and lunch, and I keep saying it's so important to feed your body really well. If you think about it, if you were going on a long car journey, before you left, you would fill up with fuel, you would check the oil, you would check the water, and you would check the air in your tires. So every single day in the perimenopause and menopause, your body is going on a long journey. So it needs feeding, it needs hydrating, and skipping breakfast is one of the worst things that you can do, especially if you have a busy day. If you're one of those people that's like, oh, you can't face breakfast, go with a protein powder drink, just something that's going to give your body enough oomph to keep it going for at least until lunchtime. And certainly, again, if you have breakfast but you skip your lunch, that's you possibly going 8 hours without any sustenance whatsoever. And again, it's not surprising that you're going to have no energy. And your blood sugar control can go all over the place at this particular time as well. So you can literally be stable 1 minute and the next minute your blood sugar levels can drop. And again, that's what can really plunge you into this sort of pit of fatigue in the early afternoon. So it's important that you have lunch too. It could also be that you've had a really heavy carb loaded lunch. Carbohydrates are quite difficult to digest, to break down, digest and absorb. So your body is actually using a lot of energy dealing with that particular meal. So if you've had a big plate of pasta or one of those huge rolls with loads of things in it, or you've had a rice dish, then your body is going to use the energy it has left in the digestive process, and there's going to be nothing left for you in the afternoon. So it can also be dehydration. And again, we talk about this a lot. So if you're dehydrated, your energy will dip quite considerably. And again, that will contribute to the brain fog and the poor concentration and also the headaches as well. So the things to do here: They're all really, really simple. So loads of water, as always. Watch what you eat at lunchtime. So make sure that you have a protein and healthy fat-based meal rather than a carbohydrate one, because the protein and the fats will keep your blood sugar levels much more stable. And I know for me, when the afternoon fatigue happened, all I was having for lunch was a big bowl of fruit salad. And yes, it's full of nutrients, but it's also full of fruit sugar. And that's what was causing my big blood sugar spike and blood sugar dip. So once I changed over to more of a kind of protein and fat-based lunch, I found that really eased off. And obviously, remember, don't skip breakfast, really important. Avoid relying on caffeine drinks. So that's your tea, coffee, and these energy drinks to keep you revved up, because they will just interfere with your sleep. So if you're tired in the afternoon and you have a cup of coffee at 3 o'clock, that coffee, the caffeine, is still going to be whizzing around your system at 11 o'clock at night, and that's going to interfere with your sleep. So if you want your little caffeine boost, have it in the morning, but don't then forget to have water thereafter so that you don't end up getting dehydrated as well. You could try our Balance. This is a mineral-based drink with nutrients in it that are used to help fight fatigue and boost energy. And again, having a drink of this in the early afternoon can really support you well. Take a nap. Some people find that really helpful. I can't nap because I always feel worse. But if you're going to have a power nap, then have no more than 10 minutes. If you sleep for longer, you end up going into a proper 90-minute sleep cycle. And that then will make you feel, because you go so deep, it can make you feel really groggy, especially if you wake up before the hour and a half is up. So that one, it really does need to be a short, sharp afternoon cat nap. So I hope you found this one helpful. There's loads of things you can do just to keep your energy up. So this is just a little tip of the iceberg of things that can help. If any of you out there have tips on what helped you boost your afternoon energy, then please share them as always. I love reading about them. And until then, I will see you next week for another edition of A. Vogel Talks Menopause.